So here we are in the arcade. Now, for some reason today the escalators aren't working, and it's weird, but we're climbing an escalator that's not moving. Suddenly I was nearly fall over. Can't quite explain it, but that's what happens. I got some crane games here. I'm certainly not playing those. They're just a complete rip-off, and the toys aren't worth any money. So we'll just skip that nonsense, and we'll go and look for some music games. So just going up here, and we'll see what's up on this next floor. Now, I think this floor's got some quite substantial arcade games. It's got some very big games over here. Very interesting, but I don't know how to play any of these, and not really my thing. So I think we'll just head on past these and find something a bit more interesting, something that I can maybe have some more fun with. We got a train simulator here. Don't quite understand that. Came by train. Don't really want to live the experience and pay for it. So anyway, we'll just skip that again, and we'll just I think maybe we'll have a look at the next floor. I don't really fancy anything on here. We'll go up to the next floor. Now this floor I think has maybe some rhythm games on it. So what I'm really looking for today is the Dance Rush Stardom, because the local arcade no longer has that, and I did quite like it. But we got some. We've got the Taiko Tatsujin game there. We got some pop and music still. It's good to see that around still after all these years. Loads of the Beatmania type games, and we've got a Dance Evolution game. I did used to play that. I have got the Kinect version. I'm not so keen on it these days. It was okay, but it's very similar to Pow Pow Paradise. Not really my style. So let's go up to the more classic arcade games. This sort of retro floor, if you will. And we'll have a look what's going on up there. See if there's anything interesting to play up here. So we've got some more classic arcade games. We've got the Muchi Muchi Pork here. Not really one for me, but it's quite quirky. A bit pig action there. What's this one? Is this Dom Dom Patchy? Is that? I'm not quite sure of these. I'm not sure what that cave one is. So we've got lots of games here, but let's have a look and see what the one I want most fancy playing today are. So we've got a few arcade games here, various ones, some fighting games. Not so big on fighting games anymore. I tend to prefer the shooter types. So we'll just move on past here, and we'll find some of the there's usually some machines that can play multiple arcade games, and usually they have something that I would like to play on them. So let's see if we can find those. I got some games here. I think these are the ones I want. Yes, so this one will allow us to play multiple games, and we can select the game with the stick. So I'm going to play Trouble Witches, because that's one I've only played once or twice. So let's have a go at that today and see if we can have some fun with it. Now, I apologise for the lack of sound, but it was very noisy in this arcade, and actually this first arcade machine I played didn't have any audio and didn't even have headphones out, because some of them do have headphones or headphones attached, but this didn't seem to have either, so you're not missing anything by lacking the audio. But it was a bit tricky figuring out how to control the arcade machine in general, to be honest. So there's a large combination of keys, far more than the game needs, and it's kind of running through an emulation or something. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how these sort of internally work, but they do play a nice game. So we've got the Trouble Witches game here. A game I'm not familiar with, to be honest. I've only played it once or twice in this arcade. So we've got a variety of characters here. No idea which is the best. Very generic, to be honest. I'm not quite sure which one I want to play as. So, well, I guess we'll maybe just play as the sort of main character, if you will, the kind of witch character with the funny hat. We'll play as this one, I think, just for safety, maybe. We'll try this. I have no idea how to play this. I've only played it twice before, just looking for that headphone socket, failing to find it. So we'll put a couple of coins in here and see how things go. Camera position isn't great. I've got the camera in my pocket. That's why the vertical resolution. It's not ideal, I know, but as I say, I was just playing around today, not used to this kind of recording. So I just thought it'd be a bit of fun for you to see what's going on in the arcades in Japan. So here's the game. It's a sort of horizontal shooter. It's a bit like Death Smiles, though I don't think you can shoot in both directions, which I kind of feels a bit lacking when it's so similar to Death Smiles. But anyway, we've got these shops, which are very reminiscent of the Magical Chase game, and there's some girl with a pumpkin on her head, because that's a thing. I don't seem to have any money, though, so I can't buy anything. So we'll have to leave the store for now and try again later when maybe I'm playing a bit better. So we'll just carry on here. Just collecting some stuff here, some kind of coins. I guess that's maybe the currency for the game. The style of this game, as you can probably see, is much more cartoony than Death Smiles. not against that. I've never really never really become particularly excited by this game. The mechanic is that we have this kind of time freezing thing that we can pause time. I don't really understand it yet. Basically, the bullets won't move in that sort of field, and you can enable and release the field. And you can see it's very much a very bullet hellish shooter. I do like the gameplay, the artwork style. It's very cute, but it's never quite pulled me in. It doesn't. I've never seen a sort of character that's particularly exciting, or a boss enemy that is really amazing. But nothing against it. I just got killed there, not playing very well. My sidekick does seem to be a cat with wings, which is a thing. I can't really explain that. And we're flying through the air on a broomstick and blowing up trains and strange things like that. So that seems to be what this game entails. The graphics are very nice, much higher resolution than Death Smiles Arcade, which is to be expecting, I suppose. It's really more disappointing than the Death Smiles wasn't better, but as I say, time's moved on. So we've anyway, now I've got some money, so maybe can I buy this? No, I haven't got enough money for that. Not doing well enough, so I have to buy this cheaper one. No idea what it does anyway, but I'm sure it does something good. So anyway, now we can maybe carry on, play a little bit more. Maybe I'll be playing better. Maybe I won't. Anyway, so it's going along, blasting basically everything comes on screen, which is a bit of fun, and we'll see how far I can get in this game. I've only got 2 credits I'm going to spend on this game, so oh, that wasn't very good, and my cat's falling from the sky there. That's not a good sign. So we'll see if I can get past the first level. And there's some kind of boss character here. I have no idea who this is, and she seems to have like a cat spinning around her. So more cat themes, I guess. And then this massive cat paw tank thing, spaceship, rocket, cat tank, whatever thing turns up, and there's like all these little turrets on it. So guess I've got to shoot the turrets and hope for the best. Not again, dying again. I've run out of coins, so I'll put my second coin in, see if we can at least beat this boss then. And it's got this huge laser, which is nice for it. I don't have a huge laser. It seems a bit unfair. So it seems like we can destroy these turrets, and the turrets are shooting cat paws. So let's try and destroy the turrets and see if that allows us to maybe that'll help. I'm not really using this suspend field enough because I don't really understand it yet. And there's the laser beam killing me once again. Not got the hang of this game, as you can see. So all the paws seem to be destroyed there, but they do seem to kind of respawn after a while, which is annoying. And then this massive, look at that thing, look at the size of it. But you can use the suspend field to kind of get around it a bit. But I should have released it faster, but I didn't have the hang of it. But and then this seems at this point we need to shoot the middle, and that will damage the ship when it opens up. So I think maybe I've killed it here. Oh no, it's still got some more to do. So it's throwing that huge burst out. So we use the suspend again, but I really should have released it a bit faster because I thought maybe they would eventually get out of the way, but they didn't. So you have to seem to combine the pause and release, and then I'd just hit the little paw there. That was a bit stupid, but anyway, trying to finish off this boss because you do seem to have to shoot that middle bit. You can't damage the boss, I don't think. Oh, died again. Not very good. And no, I've run out of coins here, so never mind. I'll have to play a different day. So that's Trouble Witches. I'd say nice enough bullet hell shooter. Artwork's cute, but I'm not really sure it's not entirely convinced it's my kind of game. So we'll try on with a different one. I did see Ikaruga on the machine as well. Now the only thing is I don't know how to actually go back to the game select. So I did have a bit of a play with it. I couldn't figure it out. So actually, I'm going to move to the neighbouring machine. I'm going to cheat and use that because I think maybe they've got a timeout where they drop back to the game select. But that's what we're going to do. Now, I am trying to find Ikaruga on the Dreamcast. I have played it a little bit before, so I do have a little bit of experience with it. But let's move over to the other machine and let's get it playing Ikaruga, and we'll have just one go on that just because, as I say, I am planning on buying it, and I don't really want to be paying to play in an arcade. A game I can play at home, so a bit of economising, especially after finding this $100. Maybe I need to save my my 100 yens and until I can get the $100 worth, and then I can afford to buy the game for home. But anyway, trying to find the game. There's a huge range of games on here. I don't know. I'm kind of guessing these are just a software emulation of the arcade hardware. I can't believe there's some massive bank of cartridges or PCBs inside there. I'm assuming it's just a software emulation. But here it is. I found it in the end. And just again, pressing the wrong buttons because there's so many of them and you're never quite clear which is start and which is select and which is back. But get there in the end. And now it's loading the game. And it tells you not to insert the coin. It does actually generally work, but it's a bit worrying that if you put the coin in at the wrong point, it might just swallow your money and not give it you back, which seems a bit mean. Now, the system's starting slowly. As I say, it's some sort of emulation thing. I'm just trying to get the game started, put my money in, and it's asking me for a swipe card. I haven't got one, so I'm just waiting it out. I'm not really sure what to do here, because last time I played this, I don't think this came up, but if I press the start button, it did eventually skip away. Now it's asking me how many buttons I want to play with, which is odd, because when I've played this before, I mean, it's usually a 3-button game, so I don't know why that option's there. We'll just select regular arcade mode, select normal difficulty, and we'll just see how far I can get in. Camera angle's not great here, as you can see. I say it's just because it's in my pocket. Now, I don't know if you can tell from here, but the game is actually running in a vertical strip in the middle of the widescreen display, which is pretty lousy, really. I mean, it's totally the wrong form factor for the game, and half the game screen isn't actually got gameplay on it, which is a bit disappointing. The camera's obviously completely off shot here, but if you're not familiar with Ikaruga, it's a really good game. The way it works is your ship can flip between black and white mode by pressing one button, and when you're black, the black bullets don't hurt you. And your black bullets that you fire will hurt the white enemies more, and then you can flip colours and it's reversed, and you'll be white and you will fire white bullets and you will not hurt by the enemy white bullets, and you will do more damage to the black ships. Now there's a lot of points in the game where it's basically impossible to avoid if you're the wrong colour, and so you start having to frantically switch between the colour modes as you're playing, and some enemies can't be hurt by one kind of colour fire, so it really becomes a quite complex game, and totally impossible to point your camera at the screen while playing it, as I'm proving here, or at least that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So I'm having a bit of fun here. This is only the first level. I was actually playing this on an emulator the other day, and I did play it all the way through. Basically, the first level's pretty easy. The second level's fair, and it gets really tough at the end. By the fourth level, it's absolutely unplayable, in my mind. I mean, maybe you're some unholy game player, but I was really struggling with this game by even the third level. So anyway, as I say, it's a really fun game though, and the gameplay design is, I'd say, one of the most unique I've come across in these vertical horizontal shooters. So I really like it, and unfortunately I am trying to get it for my Dreamcast so I can do a live stream of it, but I'm currently struggling a bit. And I'd have a better job of being able to describe the gameplay to you if I was actually pointing the camera better at the screen. I do apologise for that. The camera was in my top pocket on my mobile phone. It's not really the done thing to be waving cameras around in Japan. I think they'd take personal offence if I was waving if I came with my shoulder-mounted HD cam. I think might get some comments on that, or at least some dirty looks. So I'm using my sneaky pocket camera here. But as I say, I do apologise for the screen not being particularly centred. And the boss battle is coming here. That's what that warning is. And there's some nice sort of weird sound voices when that comes up. It's quite fun. So the enemy's white, but in this case it seems to, I think it's affected by both. So it's doing this huge white attack, and so you've got to basically be white at this point. But there's also the black bullets which you've got to dodge, but the white bullets are basically impossible to dodge in comparison, and I've failed to even dodge the black ones. So I'm just attacking it with the white firepower here. As I say, I think it's hurt by both, but now it's going to do its dark attack. So I now had to switch to the darker colour, and now I'm dodging the white bullets because they will now hurt me. The dark black red ones won't. So that's the kind of gameplay mechanic here. And so at this point, we've kind of got this wave of one huge colour and a slight amount of the other colour. So I'm just avoiding the white ones, and I don't have to worry about the black ones. And now it's going to change its mode, and I think it's going to start throwing the grenades at me. So here's the grenades, and then they explode white, but the next ones explode black, so I have to switch to black. Now switch to white, now switch to black, and now switch to white, and so on and so on. Oh, now it's doing seekers, and they're all white, so I had to switch to white at this point and just keep attacking, trying to dodge those dark bullets. And so this is basically what the gameplay mechanics are like. You're just repeatedly switching between colours, and at this point it's relatively easy, but oh my god, does it get insane by the 4th and 5th levels. Ridiculously hard. Find that rather frustrating, and you can't help wondering if it's just a coin swallowing mechanic. But as I say, I just played one level. I find it enjoyable to play a little bit of these games. I'm not going to play them hardcore because I'm not a good enough gamer, and I'm not pouring 500 yen into Ikaruga. I'd rather pay the $100 for the home version if it's going to come to that. But as I say, I think I can find the game cheaper online, so hopefully I won't have to pay the $100. But this is the second level. You can see I'm being circled by all these ships. It's a bit tough to dodge them all. I'm just sticking in one colour because, oh dear, that didn't go very well. I think I'm dead now. I only put one coin in today, 100 yen, that's $1. So that's the end of my game here. So had a bit of fun there. Let's go to a different arcade now, though. I think we've had enough here. We'll just go back down the stairs here. And here we are at another arcade. So this is the same brand of Taito arcade. I've come to this one because I know that they have a different dance game machine. So let's go up the stairs here and let's find it. So more crane games here that seem to unfortunately be invading. I don't really approve of them. I've wasted money on them. They've never won anything, and they feel like they're all rigged. So I'm pretty against those. Got some more games up here. A nice selection of games, but not really the things I'm into. So I do like my dance games. So we're going to go and look for the dance games. And the dance game they've got up in this arcade is the Dance Rush Stardom. Now, what's that? Well, this is this new one that uses a optical floor pad. It has some body recognition, but I'm not going to show myself playing it. That's going to be Patreon only, because if you want to see me humiliate myself, you've got to pay. So, up to you. Anyway, I hope you found this amusing. Thanks for watching today, and goodbye.